What's going on, people? This is No Labels Podcast. I am your host, Willie G. We got Miss Audrey.
Hey y'all, what's good?
What's going on, man? Look, we on our. First of all, how you doing?
I am doing
We good?
great. I am just in a really good place. I'm moving into a house. I'm really excited about that and getting geared up for vacation.
A small flex.
That's all. Yeah, listen, I need this flex. I've been working really hard, but yeah. So I got a busy next couple of weeks. So if I'm not with y'all next Sunday, it's because I'm either moving or the next Sunday prepare going to Cancun. So
We understand. So we just gonna
y'all just gonna have to miss me because I just can't promise I'm gonna miss y'all.
So we just gonna have we're gonna have some kind of new guest. We're gonna have, but for today we gonna
Don't
make
be
it lit.
replacing me.
We're not.
Listen, never mind. Let me. Listen. Do we need to? We can go Zoom or whatever the Instagram live. I'll be back with y'all next Sunday from wherever I am in the world.
Can't nobody replace you.
Thank
Can't
you.
nobody take us off course like you. We need you. But no, we talking about Koward or King. That's the thing. Koward or King. It's
Koward or King.
It's actually a track. Matter of fact, it's the song that she's on.
I gotta finish this verse, but yeah,
I'm working on a song.
I got a few bars.
I'm working on a song called Koward or King. And the name Koward or King. It's like, I think we coming from a place. Me personally, I feel like I'm in a place, a new place, a place I'm not used to. And it's like, you said it one time, it's like when you leave another level and you enter the next, you start at the bottom.
You're at the bottom of a higher level.
level.
So it's like a mixed emotions. It's like, yes, I've been elevated, but I feel like a rookie again.
Yeah, it's like relearning.
And I don't know anything. And not necessarily forget everything you know, remember everything you know, but you remember like the rank you had on the last level, you don't have that rank on this level.
That's
your entry level on a higher level.
And that's where I'm at. It's like, and at first it really...
Well, congratulations, because that's a good place to be. But it feels a little unsettling, I know.
It didn't feel like a higher level at first. It felt like I was...
Because you're at the bottom, you're on the floor. You went from the ceiling to the floor.
Yeah. And it's like...
But it's a higher level, so it's still an elevation.
I think it's a
still
choice.
Congratulations.
I think a lot of people is right there. I'm gonna crank it over the question that we was talking about, but I think a lot of people are there. Cause a matter of fact, I had conversations because, I'm working on this music, EP Tribe, and the Koward the King is the first song. So I've been talking to people.
Are we coming out the gate on the EP with Koward the King?
Out the gate. That's the first song. That's the first song on it. And it's like, it hit me so personal because like we all got that choice. And the crazy thing about this choice is you can pretend, you can fake. At the end of the day, nobody knows if you're a coward or a king except you. Like you can fake like it's cool, but it's something deep inside all of us. You know what I'm saying? This thing telling us to go this way or do it this way. And it's like, we only know if you really, you know what I'm saying, had the courage to believe that or fake it. You know what I'm saying? If you fake it, you're a coward, but we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. How many times in a day, in a week, do you get the choice to be coward or king?
A lot.
Because you might be king in one moment. An hour later, it was like, well,
I done been a coward.
That was a coward moment.
And I think the hard part is realizing that, because nobody wants to accept the fact that they were cowardly, but especially a man. Like, I can't speak for women, but a man.
What does it mean to be cowardly to you, or from a man's perspective?
Now it's a whole different. At first, it was all about, the tough guy, rah. That's what it means to be, you know what I'm saying, not be afraid. But now, to be cowardly is to not do what you know you should or have to do. You feel what I'm saying? Or like not even from a place of I gotta pay bills, which that's one. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you lose your job, you don't just give up. You see what I'm saying? Right. You have a choice, but the king, coward, the king. But I'm talking from a place of eternal. You see what I'm saying? Like inside. It's like coward, like doing, basically being yourself, like having the courage to be you and unapologetically like live out who you know you are, who you supposed to be, and do what you supposed to do, impact what you supposed to impact. It's like this inner thing, purpose basically. Like, do you have the courage to believe that? You know what I'm saying? Or are you gonna cower, or are you gonna conform to culture? Cowardly. You know what I'm saying? But it makes sense to conform to culture.
It does, because so many times it looks like that's where the success is, but maybe yours isn't. It's tricky.
I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna start off like this, okay? I asked you this before, but you was okay. So a random person just pull up on you right now and ask you, where are you at right now in life at this very moment, at this very second I'm asking this question? You got 2 minutes. What would you say? If you're going to answer, what's your answer?
I feel like I spend the first 30 seconds thinking and then go hard for a minute and a half. So
I'm telling you, you gotta pause.
I really do feel like I am living in, and I don't want to be loose with this word manifestation because it is kind of a buzzword. People are using it a lot, but you can believe something that God told you, or believe, God's word, and you see evidence of it, and you see the truth of it. But when you talk about some things that God promised you that you would have, or that you would do, or a way that you would show up in the world, and you say it and you believe it, and then kind of one day you wake up and you see that person in the mirror, I feel like that. And it's amazing and exciting and a little scary. Like I'm having to get to know this version of myself that God has been telling me that she's been here all along.
Yeah.
But what processes did he have to take me through to see it and live like it? And then now I'm starting to see it. And so it's like when you working out to lose weight, and it's hard, but when you step on a scale and you see you 5 pounds down, you're not there yet, but that's enough to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that. I feel like I am really stepping into or seeing the evidence that what God promised me was the truth.
Okay.
And it's amazing, but also it's like, all right, you better stick with God,
No, that's real.
And it's like, and keep holding on to promise, and but also don't get so excited in this part that you don't, like, if you down 5 pounds, don't go reward yourself with a cheesecake and some pizza.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Stay focused. But don't be afraid to celebrate. And I feel like I'm becoming a person that I was always created to be. And I'm having to get to know myself as this person. And that is an interesting thing.
That's what I was going to say.
But that's if I had to say where I am, like presently, right now, that is where I am. And I love it, but I'm having to learn to love it. But just not because I have any resistance to it. It's just new to me, but in a great way.
And you want to hold on to how you've been doing things. That's another Koward the King moment. It's like having the courage to let go of who you was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard.
And are you willing to let go of something that has worked for you for some? Not that it's a bad thing, but are you willing to let go of good for better?
Mm. Yeah, because good is the enemy of
great.
Great.
Yeah.
That's facts.
I have the books From Good to Great. I haven't finished it.
Good is the enemy of great.
But that's a tough, and that is a real Koward the King moment, because you could stay where you are in a thing that has been making you successful, and that thing was from God. All success comes from God. But when he says it's time to start to venture out into some unknown territory, like, what do you have to take off your plate that's really good and has been serving you and sustaining you for something that is better that you can't quite see yet?
Yeah.
But you see enough evidence. But that's a real Koward the King decision. But only it's like you would say, it's internal. Only I would know the cowardice of it, because it's not gonna look bad, because there is I've had a successful career for several years. But it's a lot of new ventures that I believe that God's calling me to and I'm moving into. But nobody would blame me for sticking with the thing that has sustained me for so long.
And Cowley is playing it safe.
Right. And that's it. That was a lot of, I just said a whole lot of words. And he just summed it up into playing it safe. Yes.
Playing it safe. And it's easy to justify playing it safe, especially when you got kids. When you got, it makes sense. It's like, man, why would I? But it's like, but listen. It's like comfort. Like comfort is the enemy of greatness. It's like we use wisdom. Like wisdom is good, but wisdom is also a cover-up word for fear. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Use wisdom, which absolutely right. It's absolutely true. Please use wisdom. Please don't do because I done made some bad decisions. If y'all hear thunder,
God be crashing our podcast. So
yeah,
the Spirit of the Lord is here.
But it's
welcome into this place.
Please. Just keep the lights on.
Yes, please, sir. And thank you.
But what was I saying? You got me. What was I saying?
Playing it safe. Nobody would blame you for playing it safe.
Nobody, and we use wisdom. We use wisdom to cover up fear sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you really using wisdom or are you afraid?
Wisdom or just like, well, it doesn't make sense. And one thing my pastor used to always say is like, if it makes sense all the time, it might not be God. And but you can justify like, well, it doesn't make sense to. If you read the track record of the Word of God, a lot of stuff in there don't make sense, but God still is glorified in the obedience of his people. So it may not make sense to say I don't know, whatever it is God told you to do, but if God told you to do it, you got to just stand as the king he said you are and do it.
It's just embracing the new. Like I said, 2020, the whole shutdown, I think that was like the best, worst thing that ever happened. Yeah. It was like, I would never say best, because it's like, it was. Realize how much that whole shutdown really shook us up, mental health wise. Like, okay, we stuck with our thoughts. We stuck with people we thought we loved but don't like, and it's like, you making babies, and we stuck in here. We stuck with our thoughts, and I think mental health went through the roof. Depression went through the roof. Anxiety went through the roof.
Domestic violence
went through the roof.
A lot of things happen.
And I think the world finally slowed down enough for everybody to face ourselves. I think the scariest person to face is yourself. Like, real talk, like, to face the it's easy to face the good parts about you, but you got to face the bad parts about you and say, these are the parts that, okay, God, these got to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like embracing that inner monster in you and understanding that it's there, that it's real. It's like that's not always easy.
It's not. Let me tell you, it's so silly, but it's something that I say that reminds me. So one of my best friends used to cut my hair for me because my hair is like shaved around the back. And I used to always tell him, like, hey, will you fix this part of my hair? Like, hey, and he would show me after he's done. I was telling him to fix one side that wasn't matching the other side that I liked. And he was like, listen, that's just how your hair grow. He's like, no. He said, like, you accept. And so it was a funny thing. We just laughed about it. I was like, okay, fine. And then I would get to other moments in life or something about myself that maybe before I wish I could change, and maybe you can't, and it is what it is. Like, you know what, Audrey, this is just how your hair grow. And so that's the little thing I'll say, you know, if you're trying to fit into a dress and it's just like, oh, dang, I wish I was fine. This is just how your hair grow today, you know, or if you have to do something and you face yourself and face the truth about yourself, then you ask, is it something I can change? If it's something I can change, am I willing to do what it takes to change? If I cannot change it, then I accept it. And I don't insult my creator by not liking myself. And so then I ask him, what is the purpose of this thing? You know? So I mean, sometimes that's just how your hair grows.
Koward or king though, like what is a Koward moment? I'm not telling you to get deep. What does a Koward moment look like for Audrey?
Ooh.
What does a Koward moment look like, and what does a king moment look like that you've experienced?
So for me, I feel like most of my Koward moments, this is gonna sound however it sounds, and it is what it is not being vulnerable enough to do the thing I knew I was supposed to do. My mom always told me when I was younger, she was like, Audrey, you're not afraid of failure, you are afraid of success. And it's interesting when you really believe that you're good at something and you have something valuable to offer, to say. Like, I was starting up nervous to do the podcast, you know, and people were like, Audrey, you should speak more, you should do things. And I'm like, I know that I have, or I believe that I have valuable things to say. And then I study so much, and you study and you do. And if you study as much as I study and you practice as much as I practice, you do get good. Yeah. But I would still be hesitant to put things out or to put myself out there in vulnerability. And I don't know, I can't even say that it's fully that I care so much what people think. I'll tell you what it is. And this is going to sound however it sounds. I remember when I was writing my book, and part of me wonders if I delayed it for as long as I did because of this. I put so much into it. And I did this with anything I do. Like, I go hard, I pour my whole self into it, and I tested it against what I thought was the best, of books that I really appreciate, things that have been successful, things that have resonated with me. and I know I did a good work, and I know I put out a quality product. But I also see, because we're so saturated with all this content, I see things that I know are not as good as what I've done, but they might get like millions of views or millions of all this success. And I'm like, I really believe that mine is of a better quality.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And it's hurtful when it's like, I know that this is quality, and it's not for me, it's in an obedience, and it's really for people, and I hope that it will elevate their lives and their perspective on how to live in abundance and royalty. But then but people still got to read it. Like, I can do all of that work and put all of this excellence and all of the best of myself in 5.5 years and long nights and sleepless nights and sacrifice. People still got to read it.
People still got to read it.
And then you got some people that can just drop a book and it's bestseller just because their name is already popping. And I'm like, they're not even a writer. They use their clout from this space to put out a book, and they just pop it. And I get it, but like, no, I am a writer by creation. God made me to do this. And so that would make me want to shrink back. And it made me just like, maybe I like to not put it out or to hold it, maybe, or not be afraid to be vulnerable. Not because I don't think it's good, but that it's just it's not getting out there. But then, but then it's like, if you don't put it out there, how will it get out there? And it's just a whole conflicted
I think
thing.
That's every artist.
But I think that's the vulnerability. But also, like, I know it's good. I just need people to read it though. But y'all got to read it.
I think that's every artist's frustration.
Then it's like, well, am I arrogant for this? It's like, but I know God told me this, and this didn't come from me. I know that I'm being obedient, and I know that because I respect the gift that God gave me, I committed to the excellence of it. But people still gotta read it. People still gotta stream it. People still gotta listen to it. If you put music out, it's good. And that is a real like intersection of Koward or King that pops up a lot for me.
But you know what though? In saying that, it's like that's why I'm
about to cry. Y'all made me be all vulnerable.
Yeah, you was getting passionate. I felt it over here. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I kind of looked over. But no, I mean I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. But it's like this is why I'm writing Tribe, because like, if you don't speak and be vulnerable like you're doing, if you don't put the content out, if you don't authentically be yourself, you'll never find your tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I always tell other people that. I was like, your audience can't find you if you don't do your thing.
You got to find your tribe. That's what I'm learning. It's like, because I know that frustration. Trust me, the work that I put in music is like, you won't, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not nothing wrong with wanting people to read your stuff or hear your music, because that's why you do it.
That's why you put it out, because I write lots of things for me. That's what I have a journal for, and I go back, and that's for me. But when you write something for the people got to get it.
And it's like you need your tribe. Everybody has a tribe. Yeah. It's like some people out there that's gonna connect with you. Not even your vision, but you. You know what I'm saying? As a person, as what you've been through, of how you convey it. But I mean, what about the King moment? That's a powerful Koward moment. I kind of want to get to the King moment, so you don't start crying. You okay?
No.
Huh?
I'm great.
1 minute? You good?
Oh my God, I'm great. I'm good.
I know the feeling.
My King moments are usually very private. For me, I know that if I set a goal for myself that was challenging and I did it, I don't even need the world to celebrate with me. Or if the moment you do the thing that you set in your mind to do, or if God told you to do something, and I'll use my book. When I finished my book, it was, I finished it, I did it. That was a moment I had before I ever released it.
Yeah.
And that I felt like God said, well done. I was like, because I was worried about how do I market it, how do I do it, and God said, just write it. None of that matters until you write it. And when it was finished, but anytime I said like just a goal for myself, it's usually a very internal thing. And anytime like anybody congratulates me or celebrates with me, I love it. It feels great, but it's icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But those things, those internal moments, or if you're trying to, like the last podcast, we were talking about getting over a relationship, and you see something like, wow, I'm really healed from that. God promised me I would be, and I believed him enough to see the moment. And so most of my King moments are very internal and pretty private.
Personal.
Mm-hmm, personal.
Like what a Koward. That was fire.
Yeah.
That was fire.
And it's like the coward moments are the ones that people are, it's so interesting because it's kind of like flip flopped.
Yeah. The coward is more public.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, for me being a coward as a man, I would say my coward moments was times when I didn't have the courage to make a decision or trust myself to make like times tight, and it's like I didn't have the courage at certain times, and I used wisdom, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Or I trusted in somebody else's advice.
Yeah.
More than I did me as a man, as a leader. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it was like you have to be able to any kind of leader. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking from a man right now who leads a family, but any kind of leader, boss, manager.
But
any
I feel
kind
that
of
as
leader.
a boss.
Yeah, any kind of leader.
So a lot of times those king moments are when I know that I've poured into another person and I start to see them be like, yes, like I knew you could be that and you are, and I helped with that. That feels amazing.
That's a king moment.
So like when
that's
somebody that I trained got promoted, I'm still chilling at my, but yes, go, and I feel amazing.
But that's the reason.
And I feel right, and it's not that I'm taking credit for it, but something I said worked, and I was brave enough to say it.
You made the decision.
Right. Yep.
And you got to be able to do that. I know you know that because you're a manager, you're a boss.
Yeah.
And it's like you have
my babies.
You got to be able.
I love my retail babies.
See, I ain't never been a manager. I'm actually. That's a whole other conversation. But just as a leader, like God showed me this analogy, and it was like when you don't make it, like not making a decision. First of all, is making a decision.
Yes.
And it's like it's the double-minded, the whole double-minded thing. It's like when you don't make a decision, you literally stuck in the middle between two thoughts. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At least go one way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least make a decision and commit.
I used to tell one of my old assistants, I was like, you got to move. I said, do something. I said, if you get it wrong faster. Do something. Because until you do something, I can't coach anything.
Yeah. And it's like.
I can't.
And
just,
it really.
Get it wrong faster.
I'm going to be real. Something. It hit different. Like, I promise. I forgot what song I was listening to, but I swear it was like in a brief moment, like God just took me on a whole, like he took me back in my life. He took me to moments in life that I ain't even thought about it forever, and it was like, and he showed me these coward moments, moments when I was like, he was basically telling me that he was, you know what I'm saying, we got to fix that.
Yeah. And
like not coward as I'm scared of you, but coward as is if you're doing what you know you're not being authentic to fit into certain situations, or certain situations you didn't have the courage to trust your own thoughts to make a decision. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And certain moments where it was like you allow people to devalue you, me, and he showed me, and not to be bitter, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm cool with it, because like I allowed it. Like it goes back to the saying when you teach people how to treat you. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So you really can't blame people when they do that, because you're allowing it. You know what I'm saying? And just to realize that, dang, oh man, and it do something to you. At first, it kind of make you irritate you, but then it's like,
it
like,
does. But then it's good for you, so you take the medicine.
Yeah, and it's like,
but something to like, because you talk all the time about authenticity. Another coward or king, decision that came up like early when I started to minister, and I just had to make that decision, was accept who I am, accept that God called me as I am, and don't be afraid to show up as yourself, even in spaces where there's nobody who really looks or sounds like you. Yeah. I had to just decide, and my pastor kind of had to pull me aside and was like, God know who he chose. He chose you. If he needed somebody else in a 3-piece suit, he would have picked one. Yeah. He knows what you look like. He knows what you sound like. He knows what you dress like, and he still picked you. He was like, now, of course, be appropriate for your occasion, but don't not be you because you think that you have to be what it has been. Yeah. And so the boldness to let God do something new in you, or through you, not so much in you, but like use you to introduce newness to a space. Yeah. That is it's because you're usually the only one. And so you just glad for anybody that get, which when I first started like teaching royalty at church, I was like glad for, and I can name the 3 people that got with me immediately. Listen,
like that post for the 5 people who be like, that post, like, y'all want somebody gas station.
But it takes, you cannot be a coward and show up as kind of quote unquote a misfit in a space and continue to do it and not conform to the space that you've been assigned to change.
Yeah.
Like, we picked a different person because we need to change and shake it up a little bit. If you conform to it, then you're not doing what I called you to do. But you have to actively resist the conforming. And that was like, it was a back and forth for a while. And then to your point, you just had to be like, no, just decide. This is who I am. This is how I show up. This is how I'm prepared. And trust that, and trust God's choice. If he chose me to do it, you gotta trust that. You gotta. Whether I trust me as much or not, I trust God's choice.
You gotta make a decision.
Yeah.
And it's like, my pastor said all the time. My Apostle Law said all the time. Like, the biggest, like, if you really want to get delivered from anything, if you want to go to church, get delivered from people. You know what I'm saying? It was like God delivered me from people. Not saying I don't like people, but it's just like what someone thinks about me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter to the pit of, and I'm really at peace. You know what I'm saying? Because I done can't, like, coming out of that mental storm called depression, that mental war place, and now sitting at a place, this peace I won't give away to no. I told my wife that I'm not giving this away to nobody, and I'm not. It's not a peace like everything's okay. It's like almost a peace in the middle of everything. Yeah. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
And it's like
the Bible says he gives us peace that surpasses all understanding.
A part
when
of
you
the
hit
peace,
that thing for real, you like, oh, this is what you was talking about.
Yeah, because I'm like in it, but I'm not in it. But it's like
in it and like unaffected by the negativity of it or the adverse. It's just like I'm still in it, but I'm anchored in peace.
It's like, really, I don't.
And you ain't moving me from this peace.
Cause that's a jail. That's a fear. Like that will stall you forever. And it's like, fearing what people care about, it comes out in all different ways. You know what I'm saying? You may not feel it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see people all the time. My friends, they got all kind of content that they never release. They show me on their phone. Look what I made. Look at this video I put it together. But they never put it out. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it like, why are we holding it? Why not put it out there? That's like, that's my biggest strength and weakness, because I have no problem.
Call me out. I got some stuff I'm been holding for a long time.
I done called you out. Hey, they ain't nothing to do with that. No, but it's like even my wife, like, she be putting together stuff with her hair. I'm like, put it out. She be like, I tell her all the time, and she getting good at it now. But it's like, at the time she was holding it, I'm like, why? Because I live by this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my father's death changed everything for me. Mm-hmm. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the one thing, like, I don't like to say it like that because it sounds negative, but you living to die. So why not live while you living? You know what I'm saying? Why not live? Why not live for real? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, live, touch life.
Listen, I said this to my mom. I said, listen, I have just committed to, I'm going to live in my life. And I was, in the image that God gave me, it was like, you could have this beautiful house and 2 identical houses, and one is nobody's living in it, and this other one got kids running up and down the stairs, got a dog running around, but that house is in better condition than the one that is not living, because it's just sitting, it's getting overgrown with shrubs and vines, and it's just deteriorating because it's not lived in.
And life.
And this one, you would think that all this destructive stuff happened, you done broke a window, but it's still in better condition overall. And I was like, you know what? I commit to living in my life. I will live in my life.
Ooh. Now, I'm going to give you the credit. So if you're watching this, Johnny Mobley, he tell me this, and I really live by this. He was like, there's nothing in the past except depression. There's nothing in the future except anxiety. It's all you have, but your peace is in the moment, right here, right now. God is in the moment. God is in right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when I write music, even when I catch myself thinking about too much, because I can do that bad, it's like right now, even in this conversation. Like, I know you got stuff to do tomorrow, and I know I got stuff to do, and I know we may have to work, and we may have deadlines, but right now, you know what I'm saying, if we really be in this moment, you can, like, that's when I'm learning to be in the moment, because somebody who's diagnosed with ADD, whatever, and I know I have a hard time settling my mind. That's why I listen to music so much. Yeah.
Tell you what my friend in my mind, Tracy Ellis Ross, said, do what you're doing while you're doing it.
Do what you're
doing while you're doing
That's fire. That's a bar.
And I have to remind myself that when I start, because I've learned that I don't multitask well. Like, I can do a couple of things, but you throw a third thing in, one of them things gonna suffer and not quite be at 100%. But if I feel myself getting too many things, trying to do them all at once, Just like stop, Audrey. Do what you're doing while you're doing it. Word to my friend in my mind, Tracy Ellis Ross.
And that's fire. like learning to be in the moment is part of that peace.
Tracy.
It's a part of that peace. It's like living real in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? That means accepting what is, accepting what ain't, accepting what I've conquered, accepting what I'm conquering, accept what I've been delivering from, accept what I've been delivered from and what I'm being delivered from, accepting everything about the process. Like enjoying my baby girl's smile. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like really having a conversation with my wife without thinking about the bills. Like we really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a big part of the piece.
And I think like in the whole adulting, it is what it is.
Adulthood
like,
is the worst hood.
No,
it is a good hood.
No, I will not subscribe to that.
Okay,
I enjoy because what are the options? You can't go back to childhood. So this is the best part of my life. The part of like to your point, the best part of my life is the part I'm living right now because the past is gone and tomorrow's not promised.
But life,
this is the best part of my life.
That is true. I hate to say it.
Right
I don't
now.
want to be petty, but life did say never, never land. Life, you remember the song?
You make me forget my point. I had a point.
No, go back. My bad. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh,
I was just enjoy your life, living your life.
My bad. No, you said right now is the best time of your life. I'm gonna get you back.
No, but like yes, adulting it does come with a lot of things to do, but you got bills to pay, you got a job to go to, you got kids to attend, you got a lot of stuff to do, and it can be a lot, and it's enough to fill up your day, but you got a minute to stop and laugh, or stop and have a cup of coffee and enjoy. Like you can slow down. Slowing down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doing something that you enjoy like you got time for it. You just gotta take it.
Like feel the process.
But maybe in the adulthood, one of the things with adulthood that's maybe different from childhood is in adulthood, nobody was gonna really give it to you like that.
Yeah.
You gotta take it. Like remember we had recess, wasted on the kids. I need adult recess. But no, but my point is, as an adult, nobody's gonna give it to you, but it doesn't mean that it's not available to you. So take it, take the vacation, take 5 minutes and really sit and enjoy your coffee. If you're on your break, take your break, take it, and everything you have to do can most likely still get done. Man. And so sometimes we can just get caught up so much and just, I got this to do, that's like, okay. But you can also just chill and sit in the car for a minute. That whole sit in the car is a real thing, and because it's like a decompress. But if you could take that moment, you can do something else enjoyable with it. Take a minute and whatever it is you enjoy doing.
I'm just saying, like, just really, you know what I'm saying, like.
But take it because what I've learned in adulthood is that people are less likely to give it to you.
Nah, you gotta take it. In adulthood,
not in a bad way, but just take time for yourself.
In adulthood, a peace of mind is the most valuable thing ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bag is the bag. Everybody wants the bag. I want the bag. I want big bags. I want a whole bunch of big bags. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's like nothing wrong with that. But it's like, above the bag is a peace of mind. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like, peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what is peace? Like, we can ask that question. We can go down, like, the whole question my man said, ask Jesus, like, what is the truth?
What are you talking about? Huh? You lost me.
I lost you?
What man?
Caesar, hold on. Let's see, you made me, I was going somewhere and you messed me up.
I was trying to follow.
Where was that? Where did I stop at?
What is the truth?
See, I done lost. I clearly.
Y'all pray for us.
I was going somewhere. Anyways, what was I talking about? Because I felt the passion behind that.
I'm sorry.
What was I saying?
You were saying, what is the truth?
No, but when you say it like that, it's... Forget it, man.
That was the question. So what is the truth?
Forget it. When you say it like that, it sounds stupid. But
that's like, what is the truth?
I was going somewhere.
What's true for you?
Oh, dang, I forgot what I was about to say. Anyways, Koward the King, because I don't like... She got me feeling crazy, man.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all bad with
the
us.
petty level. Anyways.
It's not even petty. No, that was what you were saying.
I forgot what I was saying. I promise you.
Anyway.
All I know, I said peace of mind is more important than the bag.
The bag, yes.
That's the most valuable thing, like a peace of mind. What is it?
And, yeah.
What does it mean to have a peace of mind? Like, what is a peace of mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? Money do bring peace of mind. Like, it's like when you ain't got debt, you know You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You do. It does. You can't say money ain't the source of peace, but you can't say it don't bring peace.
Yeah, it helps. Money answereth all things.
Yeah. So it's like, but like, what is it to have? What does it mean to have a peace of mind? You know what I'm saying? Is a peace of mind eating like a 10-piece hot wings?
Oh my God.
What?
10-piece hot. What is a peace of mind to you?
To me? Like we was talking about, to really be in the moment.
Yeah.
Like to not be worried about what's coming or what's behind.
I think a lot of my peace of mind, it comes from the same source that I derive forgiveness from. And what I mean is, when you don't put the full responsibility of the outcome of your life on this one thing, this other thing other than God. It's like, you know what? Yes, this hurts, or yes, this is a difficult situation, or yes, these bills are piling up, but I still trust God with the outcome of my life. So from a forgiveness thing, it's just like, I can release this person of having to pay me back for what they did wrong to me. That's on God. You can be free because God, like I got insurance with God. He going to cover me.
Yeah.
You may have caused the accident, but my insurance going to take care of it. So I don't have to just be mad at you every time. You might have to process through it. It might be inconvenient for a minute, but it's not really stopping anything I got going on in my life. I think my peace is derived from that same thing of, yes, things may be happening, but at the end of the day, God is still God, and his promises to me are still true, and he is responsible for the outcome of my life. And if I'm in a moment that doesn't look like what his will is for me, what he said it is, then I trust that this ain't the end. And so this thing has an expiration date, and so I just trust the perfection of God. And so it's just derived from, it's not on me to figure it all out. God will give me wisdom to make decisions and to take steps, but I depend on what he said, and he's responsible for me.
So peace, so trust is linked
Trust,
to peace.
yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Because I think peace for me, now that you say it like that, peace for me is to be held.
Yeah.
It's
So like if all the trust stopped with you and you don't know what you're gonna do, then that's gonna produce all kind of anxiety, and there's just chaos within you. And so there's no peace. It's like, well, it's all on me and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Where it's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's on God. So at the very least, I can still get with God. Yeah. And it keeps me moving, and it keeps me with him. And I'm relying on him to do what he said he would do for me. And if whatever I'm going through doesn't look like what he said, then it has an expiration date, and I can rest in that knowledge and that belief.
And when you live like that, you really draw good things to you. Because like when you live in a place of trust, it's like, you ever seen somebody who's always positive and good things always seem to happen? Even like, and it's like, because it's true, it's really scientific. You know what I'm saying? It's really scientific. Like, we are like magnets. Like, you know how they say, like you hear stuff like vibration and all that stuff. Yeah. It's like you really draw. You do. You really get what you put out. You feel what I'm saying? And so like when you in that place of true peace, I don't know how we got here, but when you're in a place of peace, rest, of trust, you actually bring more abundance in your life. Yes. You actually bring more good in your life. When you're in a place of always worrying, of stress, of anger, you know what I'm saying? You it's like a constant circle of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you get washed.
But it's like if that's what you're in, that's all you see. It's almost like if you get a new car and you see it everywhere.
That is true.
It's a similar thing. It's just like, well, I live, and my vehicle is love, so I see love everywhere. My vehicle is peace, so I see peace everywhere. And likewise, whoever's driving that car sees me too. It's just that new car phenomenon, But if you're in, I don't know, if you're in negativity, then you see things negatively. It's that kind of concept, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to my king moment, because you kind of tripped me out. Cause when I confused you about the whole truth, you was like, I was like, bro, I was like, bro.
I don't know what we're doing.
Anyways,
this is a freestyle episode.
Yeah. Cause I promise you, I really want to know what I was saying.
We're gonna have to make this look real good in post production.
Huh?
We're gonna have to make these clips look really good in post production.
Okay, I got you. But I mean, we went on a whole tangent about my Koward moments, and it's like I never got to even talk about it.
Oh, you didn't.
That was all off the Koward moments. It was like, and mine was like,
keep me in check
to make a decision. But king moments was, truthfully, my king moments was like overcoming my coward moments, but facing, okay, the fact that, yeah, you were, you know what I'm saying, you were quote unquote trash right here. You were weak here. You made bad decisions here. It's like facing the coward in me, like facing all that and having the courage to be like, and standing up and be like, I'm going to be the king that, picking up my crown, quote unquote, type deal. Like, I think that's my biggest king moment. Even now, like picking up my crown and walking unapologetically. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it royal.
Yeah, it's like wiping the dirt off my crown. It's like choosing to be who God says I am. Choosing to walk in confidence, despite what has been. You know what I'm saying? Or what you have allowed. And like literally, like it's like a reintroduction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, look my name. I'm reintroducing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like a rebranding almost. It's like I think that's that's my king moments. Even now, like choosing to stand up out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And be it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Unapologetically.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling like. Just unapologetically.
Authentically speaking.
Yeah. Authentically speaking.
Word to Willie G.
And that's my Koward King moments. But I mean, you got any last thoughts on Koward Kings?
I just think it's an ongoing series of decisions. It's the same.